Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Super Switch Headz, the premier Nintendo podcast on all of the internet. My name is David Howe.
My name is Matthew Stoner.
My name is Patrick Nisley.
Oh, and we have a very special guest here in the studio today. We got Bryan Lubu Roberts, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
What's up? Happy to be here for Dirty Episode 30.
Yeah, 30 episodes deep. That's almost as old as I am in years.
Really?
Well, I'm 30 weeks old.
Okay.
Wow, you're a little baby.
I'm a little baby with a very deep voice. Folks, we have a very awesome episode for you guys tonight, today, whatever time you're listening to this. We're going to be getting into a dead Nintendo IP that needs to be resurrected. This is something that I think everybody can agree on, that Nintendo has a birth of IP that are just ripe for the reimagining. And we're going to be birth.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, isn't that right? BERTH?
Like it's a wide berth.
Like a wide berth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Is that how you could use that word?
we're going to look that up on Google while we're doing this intro.
We're not looking it up.
We also have a lot of news to go over this weekend. It was a big news week. We've got some potential direct rumors about an IP from Blizzard that people would love to see on the Switch that might be coming. We've got some conspiracy theories about Mario on the horizon. Folks, it's just jam-packed. I say we get into the news. I mean, first of all, how are you guys doing? How are you doing, Lubu?
Oh, I'm good. I had some coffee.
Okay, me too.
I've been up all day. Mm-hmm. So
That's good. It's good to be up all day.
yeah, I'm raring to rip.
Very good, very good.
I am also good.
Good.
I have also been awake all day.
All right. I think we're ready to go. Yeah. I guess before we get into it, I do want to give a shout out to the perpetually shouted out AVK, Alex von Kirkendall. He gave us a very nice Instagram story, tagged us in it with him and his boys, the Joy-Con boys. It was like a very nice rap song, and he shouted out Switch Headz. So thank you very much. Keep spreading the good word, AVK. Other than that, you want to get to the news?
Yeah. So we're going to start off with some Smash data mining and speculation. The Smash data mining that was done a long time ago, where we talked about maybe home run contest coming and some other modes coming. People have dug back into that same code since the updates, and it would appear that there are now. And I don't pretend to understand data mining. So this is my best summary of it. Yeah. We've referred to him a lot every time we talk about Smash, but Papagenos has a nice video on this if you want to go watch that. But it looks like there are some particular new modes coming under, and if you play Smash, you know that there's a crazy weird menu, but under the Smash submenu, under the games and more, and under the online. And so there's been a lot of speculation about what that could be, and in particular, it looks like maybe home run contest, because we've already seen that.
Yeah.
Maybe under the online, it would be like a squad strike or smash down for online, which I really hope is true.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because that would be awesome. And then maybe a boss rush. And the reason people think boss rush might be coming is because of the Banjo trailer. People think that maybe Gruntilda will be added as a boss to the game when Banjo comes out. So maybe there'll be enough bosses for there to be a boss rush mode.
Yeah, that is my text.
Matt's phone agrees.
Wow.
2 dings for that.
I'm going to go ahead and silence mine as well.
While everyone's getting ready for the podcast, I want to do a hot take. I think we need another challenge board. I thought the 5 challenge boards in Smash too easy this time.
Yeah.
I was able to do them all, and that's why I thought they were too easy, because I shouldn't be able to do them.
Yeah, no, it's true. There weren't quite that many, like compared to the older games. Yeah. I'd love some more stuff like that. Just more like task-based events to do.
Yeah, because I'm that guy. I'm not like a big online guy, but if you give me a list of things to do, I can't not do them.
Yeah.
In Ultimate, yes, I've done them all.
Nice.
I also love objective-based games.
Yeah. Y'all are gluttons for single-player content.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, Boss Rush could be playing, like, the stage bosses.
So in the game, there's, Master Hand, Crazy Hand, there's Rathalos,
Dracula.
Dracula. Yeah.
And then,
there's No Face from Xenoblade.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it's.
I think I've done Shulk's
He's like,
classic
he's the
mode.
boss on the Shulk stage.
Yeah.
So they think that maybe Gruntilda will be added, and then Porky from
Earthbound.
From Earthbound used to be a boss in previous entries, but isn't in
He's
this
the only
one.
boss that isn't in this game, right?
As like a spirit, at least.
Yeah.
Did you say Ridley already?
No, but I don't know if that would happen.
Right,
with him being a
Ridley
playable
can't fight himself.
character.
Yeah.
If they're playing anyway.
Don't tell Ridley what to do.
So
First of all, there's Ridley and then there's Big Ridley.
Meta Ridley. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the reason why people think that's coming. But
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it seems like at least Home Run Contest is coming because that was data mined a long time ago.
I really hope the online modes are true because that would be good for me.
Yeah, I just hope that with every character that they add, they keep adding shit because I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, because I also am drawn to, like, when there's a new character, I immediately go to the spirit board and do all those.
Did you get the Dragon Quest XI spirits?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, there you go.
That last one was rough, but I got it.
Yeah. Good
Who
for
was
you.
that? Who was the tough one?
The tough one was the last one. It was just like all of the, and I've never played Dragon Quest. So
Right.
confession.
You just downloaded the demo to get them? Yeah.
Bingo. Now, but it's like the hero's assistants or something.
Gotcha.
And so you fight like a lot of really hard people. Like you fight Link and then you fight Zelda and Tiny Shulk, I think, together.
And then you
Or Tiny Robin.
get your chance to shoot the gun and you miss and you hit yourself on the...
No, actually, when you do DLC spirits, like there's a special board for them, and you do not have
You don't
to
have
do
to
that.
shoot the gun?
You don't have to shoot the gun.
That's
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I kind of like the gun.
I don't.
I hate
I'm
it.
the only person that likes the
Well,
gun.
because it's fine when you like do an easy spirit because it's real slow, and then when you do a really hard one, it goes super fast,
And you
if
gotta, like,
screw that up. Then you're like, "Fuck, I have to have that."
I just like rhythm games.
Anyway,
we'll move
moving on. So this week, a Overwatch themed Nintendo Switch case from Power A was posted on Amazon, and everybody noticed it and was sharing it, and then it got pulled down, and it's officially licensed by Nintendo and
The big
Blizzard.
leak of the week.
Yeah. So it would be weird to make an Overwatch themed case for the Switch with no Overwatch on the Switch.
Right.
So everybody assumes that means a port of Overwatch is coming to the Switch.
Right.
Soon, which would make sense. Oh, I guess it would have made sense to do it a long time ago. But
Yeah.
but it also makes sense now somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, that's been talked about for a long time.
Yeah.
Like whenever Diablo came out, they were like, "Oh, we'd love to do
We wanna
Overwatch,"
do it,
and then it was
yeah.
just radio silence for a year.
So I expect that means it's coming. It would be really weird for them to put that up, pull it down.
Even I don't know if you saw in the details shots, but even the little zipper
Yeah, I
things
did.
were little Joy-Cons. And
That's
I thought that
actually
was really cute.
cool. So you know, like on the little case, it's got little zippers, and I've seen companies do it before where they're like red and blue,
Right.
But they actually have like the little buttons.
Yeah, they're like
engraved
embossed.
or embossed.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's
It's
really
nice.
nice.
More Switch cases should do that.
Have you guys played Overwatch?
I have like watched people play it, and I've played it like once.
Yeah.
I've never played Overwatch.
Yeah.
I have friends that play Overwatch.
Man, this is a room full of men who have never played Overwatch.
I played it one time.
Okay, well, then you played a little bit, but
seems
it's like,
rare.
what? But okay, follow up.
It's pretty good.
Follow up
shooter.
question: would you guys get Overwatch on the Switch?
No.
Really?
I don't at this point. Like, if it had come a year ago, I might have. But now there's so many great games coming out,
Yeah.
and like I just unless like somebody I think on our Facebook group said unless everybody got it and we were all gonna like play together or something.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
peer
get
pressure
it.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely play it.
I would too. Let's get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Damn it! Now I have to.
Well, that was easy to win Patrick over. We just say we're going to do it, and you're going to do it.
It's one of those games that a friend's going to make me get, and I'll play with them for 2 hours, and then we'll never talk about it again.
or it's like, I said the same thing about Team Fortress, and then I put like 250 hours into Team Fortress 2.
It's very similar to that,
Yeah. So we'll see. Anyway, that's exciting, and I think it leads some credence to like a direct coming soon.
And another thing that probably doesn't really lead credence to a direct coming, but we're going to talk about it. Maybe it does. Is Nintendo of America tweeted out an image of Mario where he's eating a watermelon, and he has toenails and fingernails, which is weird.
It's a very, very high quality render of both Mario and the watermelon.
This next game is going to be weird.
They said even Mario needs a little hashtag summer vacation. No matter where your summer Odyssey took you, we hope it was filled with sunshine.
Hashtag sunshine.
No.
No.
Okay.
That wasn't.
But at any rate, this led to rampant speculation that there is a new Mario Odyssey or a new Mario Sunshine or a combination of the two or a remaster of Sunshine or something coming. Though, in all likelihood, it's just a nice, fun picture. And they're just
That's
putting
what
it out
Nintendo
there.
would want you to believe, Patrick.
So let's get into the reasons for and the reasons against.
Okay.
Well, can I just make a confession before we actually get into that?
Yeah.
I've played every single Mario game that has ever existed,
Wow.
except Sunshine.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never played Sunshine either. I skipped the GameCube.
Are you holding out for a remaster, or do you just like not care?
It was just one of those things where so when when that generation of consoles came out, I was like, you know what? PlayStation showed me something. I'm going to get PlayStation 2. So I waited on GameCube for long enough until like the Smash GameCube game came out, and I was like, well, I can't not get it now.
Right.
But at that point, Sunshine was pretty old, I think.
And kind of unfinished. Like they rushed Sunshine to market. Like it doesn't feel like a full Mario game, honestly.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it's a great game. I love Sunshine. I think Sunshine, it's obviously got major issues. The camera is atrocious, and like there's a lot of content missing, but I think like the fundamental mechanics of that game are great. You know what I mean? You guys are all looking at me like
Well, I'm thinking
I'm
like
just thinking about it.
So there are some elements that do feel unfinished, like Delfino Plaza. That feel the way that you navigate the world, and usually Mario worlds or hub worlds are like populated with a lot of items that you can interact with.
Right.
And this didn't feel that interactive.
You know what it has? Watermelons
Yeah. So
and fruit and pineapple.
It has
What does it
watermelons
mean?
and
What does that mean,
pineapple.
David?
Yeah.
And in the pro camp is the connection there of the watermelon. Also at Gamescom, when Nintendo was showing off games, they had Mario statues and other little decorations, but next to the Mario statue was a watermelon.
A full watermelon.
And next to the Mario statue in a different day was the pineapple.
Coincidence? I think not.
That is interesting.
Yes, it is.
Because it's subtle. It's not on the nose to put like the big water backpack on him. That's
Right,
too on
right,
the
right.
nose.
Right. Also, Nintendo
flood.
is known to do this. I think I was telling you when we met up this past weekend
Yeah.
that like Eiji Aonuma, the Zelda director of all the recent Zelda games, like he dropped like 3 years ago, like if I were to be working on a new Zelda game, it would be one where he plays as a thief. And then like now 3 years later, Link's Awakening is coming out. You know what I mean? And it's like, if we'd read into that, that would have been like the conspiracy theory of the day.
I think they have to be aware that everything they do is highly scrutinized.
Yeah.
And so there's that argument.
There was like that image of Sakurai who had chairs behind him, and they
Right.
were purple and yellow.
And there's been
Clearly
a number of,
Waluigi's in
and
Smash.
like when he did the sort of discussion at E3 before they did the direct at E3, there was the fake Smash Ball that was like does an X, like could have been a reference to Microsoft for Banjo. I mean, so they do potentially do things, though I think that it's probably just a fun summer image, personally. Partly because Nintendo of UK also tweeted this image, but without that Odyssey and Sunshine stuff. Though I'm hopeful. And the other little piece of evidence for it, before I get into the cons, is that he has two watermelon seeds on his face.
Right.
Suggesting a sequel or a 2.
Yeah.
damn.
Either Odyssey 2
Nah,
That's
get it.
too deep.
or Sunshine 2.
Read way too much into it.
So I think we owe a little bit of credit to Arlo, who's a YouTuber, or if you really want to go down this rabbit hole real deep, he goes down it super deep in a video where he presents
One of the
all
best
of this
Arlo
stuff
videos
we've
in a
talked
while.
about, and maybe a few other little pieces of evidence too. So let's go ahead and have a quick vote. Do you think there's a new Mario 3D game that this is hinting at?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay, well, we're 50 fucking
I would
50.
I would say I don't think it's Sunshine, but I can see them doing what they did with Galaxy, where it's just like we had
Odyssey
all this
2.
we had all this leftover stuff from Galaxy. that
And
we
yeah,
couldn't
so they
do,
made
and we
Galaxy 2.
made Galaxy 2.
It would time out right for an announcement for that.
I do say,
Yeah.
I'd say there's a good chance there's an Odyssey 2 coming
and
Next
then
year,
and then it,
maybe even
and then it
like-
brings Delfino Plaza into the game,
So-
or like the backpack, or like I feel like if they made an Odyssey 2 that was like a spirit, like as Odyssey is a spiritual successor to Mario 64, Odyssey 2 could be a spiritual successor to fucking Sunshine.
Yeah.
Right? And I really feel like that's what this really feels like to me. That having been said, I know I'm going to break my own heart by saying all this. You know what I mean?
You want to build up the hype.
Yeah.
I think there's
going
to be a new 3D Mario at some point in the next year or two.
I mean, definitely at least.
That's soon.
I think that we can rule out Odyssey DLC at this point. I think
Right,
it's been 2
too
years
long.
since Odyssey. I think it's way too late in the game to bring out a DLC for Odyssey. I think they're just going to be rolling whatever they were going to do as DLC into a brand new
Yeah,
game.
you're saying like no level DLC or world DLC.
Yeah.
We already have like costume
And they
DLC.
teased us a long time with that dolphin-shaped island on the on the
yeah, that's
Odyssey
the other
globe.
piece of evidence,
You know what I
right?
mean?
Is there's
Yeah.
a map with the Delfino Island on it.
We've-
Anyway,
we've talked about this for a while. But
Yeah.
Case
I'm firmly in the camp
closed.
that it's true.
so I think all these three news items that we've talked about too kind of point to maybe there's a Nintendo Direct coming soon. A lot of people, I mean, it just feels right. There was a September one last year. We haven't heard anything since June. It feels like we don't know anything about January, February of next year.
Right.
So it feels like we might get an announcement in the next week or two. Also, a year of Nintendo Switch Online is about to be over, I think around September 18th or something like that was the launch of that. So if they're going to do that Super Nintendo game thing, they could do that as its own little announcement. But all that stuff, I feel like we might get one in the next couple of weeks.
And Sunshine HD Remaster will be Shadow Dropped.
I mean, if they do a Sunshine remaster, I would play that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I would play that.
Who needs analog triggers?
In the less exciting Mario game releases, Mario Kart Tour, I got a release date of September 25th. David, did you ever return to that, or was it a short time?
No, I mean, I think I'm still in the beta. I just haven't played it since I played it
but
initially.
was there any reason to return
I
to it?
actually thought it had already been released. I didn't
that's
even
how
realize that
exciting
it
this
wasn't
is.
out yet. Yeah. No, that having been said, I think people will have fun with this game. I think it just wasn't really for me. I mean, if I want to play Mario Kart on the go, I'll just play Mario Kart 8 on my
your
Switch.
Switch.
Yeah, so, but that having been said, I mean, people that don't have a Switch, this is a good little Mario Kart fix, and the touch controls work remarkably well. I actually found it to be very fun to use that kind of control scheme for this game. And it's pretty innovative, the way that they do the controls. It's kind of a little gacha-y. It's definitely a mobile game with microtransactions. So take that into account. But yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to try it out when it comes out. You might really like it. Yeah.
I thought I'd enjoy Mario Run when that came out, but I just couldn't super get into it that much.
See, I really liked Mario Run.
Yeah.
I like 100% of that game.
Well, moving on then. Some quick sales number stuff. Super Data is a Nielsen company that does projections based on their polling of video game sales, among other things. And they have estimated that just in July, Fire Emblem sold 800,000 units digitally.
That's
so
awesome.
we don't know until Nintendo tells us about digital sales, but that alone means that Fire Emblem Three Houses, if that's true or even close to true, easily sold over 1 million in its first week.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful. And that game seems to be doing really well in the West, especially. Because Famitsu put out their physical sales chart for the week of last week, like August 12th through the 18th or so. That's not exactly right. And Mario Maker 2 is back on top, and Fire Emblem is somewhere in around 8 or something. The top 10 games physically selling in Japan are all Nintendo games right now.
Damn.
So Fire Emblem Three Houses doing pretty well, I think. That's good.
I think it's the best selling Fire Emblem yet, right?
It probably will be.
Yeah.
We have these weird different figures from different sources and different.
It's got to be.
But I think it will end up likely being that, especially because I think it will sell over time too, as the Switch continues
Evergreen.
to do well. Speaking of the Switch Lite, we didn't talk about it, but speaking of the Switch selling well this year and doing well, the Switch Lite is coming out soon, and they showed it off in New York. A couple different outlets got to go try it out, like Game Explain, and some other ones. You can find their video and some articles out there about it. It sounds like it's all right. Tom's Guide did a little write-up about it because they got to try it out. From what I hear, it's like the D-pad is one of the stars of the show. Having that D-pad is really nice.
David, what do you think about?
I love D-pads.
Yeah.
I love a good D-pad. I hate the Pro Controller D-pad.
And I also, from what I understand from these outlets, is it feels really nice for on the go. Like it's real lightweight. Also, the face buttons are apparently, unlike the regular Switch Joy-Cons, are not clicky. They're more just like mushy,
A little squishy.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the Pro Controller buttons,
Right.
I guess. Yeah.
So if you want to hear more about those people's impressions, you can go check that out. But it sounds like it's nice. Hopefully the joysticks don't get drift.
I think there was like an Engadget article that said the Nintendo Switch Mini is the cutest Nintendo Switch yet.
Out of the
So
two.
tiny. Were people having an issue with drift when it was connected to the actual, when the controller was connected to the actual console?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Drift is like a physical issue with the stick.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah.
I've
where my
never
Joy-Con
noticed
is.
it when my Joy-Con was connected to the Switch.
I have.
I had something that I believed was drift, but it turned out to just be like one of my controllers had just a horrible Bluetooth antenna or something because the connection.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
That's like an additional issue. Yeah. I've had that as well. I've also had my Joy-Cons disconnect while connected to the Switch.
Yeah, I had that problem with one of my right Joy-Cons, but eventually I sort of got it sorted out and it hasn't happened again.
Yeah.
But my left Joy-Con drift is getting to the point now where it's becoming a problem. Like for a while it was just like no big deal, but every once in a while I could just move up a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think I'm going to see if they're still doing that free thing.
I hate how much I want the Switch Lite. I hate it. It's so cute, and I do really want a cute Switch.
Yeah, it looks, and it's like, I need it for on the go.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so portable.
It's one unit.
Yeah. It's my Joy-Cons kind of rattle when connected to it, so now it's like a solid chunk of plastic. Ugh. Anyway,
So I'm going to move on to Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is getting a free update on August 30th. Colossus and Cyclops are coming as playable characters, and there's some new costumes for Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, and Hulk. So if you were either waiting for those people to play or you're into the game, and that's cool that there's free update with those characters. I haven't touched the game since it first came out because of Fire Emblem and Mario Maker 2 just dominating my time, but I really do actually like the X-Men, so maybe that will get me to try to dip back in a little bit.
Yeah, that one of the Spider-Man suit is symbiote.
Yeah,
symbiote?
it's like the Venom symbiote suit.
symbiote.
And the Hulk
Symbiote.
Symbiote.
The Hulk costume is his like Planet Hulk costume, which is one of my
That's
favorite.
cool.
Oh, yeah.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite Hulk storylines. And Captain Marvel's alternate costume is Miss Marvel. Those are all good costumes.
It's like the old OG Captain
Yeah.
Marvel.
That's
cool.
Yeah.
So that's all cool. Astral Chain's review embargo is lifted, and all the outlets are giving their reviews, and they're actually coming in really high scores.
Yeah, we're looking at like a 90 out of 100 average.
I
Something
am
like that.
pulling the Metacritic up right now to see if it's moved at all. It is at 88 right now.
That's great.
And so maybe it'll change a little bit as more come out, but that's pretty good.
Everything I'm hearing so far about Astral Chain makes it seem like the platinum game that I should play. Because
I can't wait.
like Bayonetta, I enjoyed Bayonetta, but I could never just stick with it because just the nonstop fighting just got boring to me, and it was just like I just couldn't and I wasn't really invested in the kind of setting or the story. But everything I hear about this game is that it's like
You can go to the bathroom or something.
yeah, you
right?
can go to the bathroom, you
pet
can
some
do
cats.
Recycle.
That's like a big thing now, going to the bathroom. I
Yeah,
just read
yeah.
the Death Stranding article today where you're going to get to be able to pee.
you can like pee on bosses apparently.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
classic Hideo.
Well, it's not quite
No,
that
I
pee
don't-
heavy.
I just
but
think
it's,
that there's something about bathrooms. I don't even remember if it was
you
like,
can go to the bathroom for sure.
You can pet the dog and then also ride the dog.
Yeah, and then there's also like a whole astral plane that's just filled with cats.
Puzzle-y things or
Yeah. Anyway, the game is looking really good. We're gonna be doing a whole episode on it next week.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about
Yeah, next
that.
week's episode will be all about Astral Chain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we'll be giving our impressions then, but it's looking good. It feels like it's already a game of the year contender. So we'll see what happens.
Also, just announced the day that we're recording this, Mega Man Zero/ZX Legacy Collection was announced today and is releasing in January next year, January 21st. So I never played any of those games.
I played Mega Man Zero for a Game Boy Advance.
I think
it's great.
7 or 8 of them in the collection, something like that.
There's 6.
6?
It's 4 Mega Man Zero games and then 2 Mega Man ZX games. Yeah. It's the same developers that do like Mighty Gun Volt Burst and stuff like that.
Right.
Those kind of indie games that come out. So if you like those games, you'll love these. It's like where they got the ideas from, you know?
It was like, sorry, go ahead.
There are very few games where I'll play it and then be like, no, I can't. I have a life to live. And I've been doing the same thing for 2 hours type thing.
Yeah.
And it's Mega Man games and the From Software games.
Yeah.
Equally like, why am I doing this to myself?
Soul crushing gameplay.
Yes.
Yeah. Those games would work really well with the Switch Lite's D-pad, I'll tell you that.
Also, old games that are coming back new again, also announced today. There is apparently a remaster of Aladdin and Lion King, and I guess both the Super Nintendo and Genesis version.
Yeah.
That it was announced at GameStop Con.
Which I did not know was a thing.
I think it's only for GameStop employees. I had to look this up because everybody...
That's not a con. That is a company retreat.
I had to look it up because everybody is like, what the fuck is GameStop Con?
Yeah, that's just a
And I was
meeting.
like, I also want to know what it is. And
That's a meeting in a different place.
it looks like they have some sort of convention for employees that's optional.
I think the key thing here is we are getting Aladdin and Lion King, and it's the Sega Genesis version of Aladdin.
I think
No,
it's
it's both.
Oh, it's-
Why would you? That's the inferior version of.
Okay,
of
first of all,
Aladdin.
thank God I agree with you.
There's a lot of
High
people that
five me.
disagree.
I
and-
think the SNES Aladdin is better than Genesis Aladdin, and a lot of people give me shit for that.
Well, first of all, let's look at this. All right, who made Genesis Aladdin? Some schmo. Who made Super Nintendo Aladdin?
Fucking Capcom.
Capcom, and that was the dude Shinji Mikami who they gave who did Resident Evil.
Yes. Okay, so basically,
So this news just broke, and there was a lot of first the people were saying it was a remake, and then they know it's a remaster.
They're HD
and first people were
remasters.
saying it's one version or the other. So we need to wait for this to shake out a little bit. But
as far as I understand, it's going to have 4 games in it, and it's going to have the Genesis and SNES versions of Aladdin and the Genesis and SNES versions of Lion King.
Were the Lion King ones different? I never played
they were
Lion
the
King.
same game.
Marginally. They were very similar. Basically, the Genesis version of Lion King had more songs.
I
than
played
Lion King.
the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin, but I never played either version of Lion King. I heard it was really hard.
Lion King is fucking hard.
Lion
Yeah,
King's.
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that hard.
I mean, it's by today's standards, it's really hard. Basically, the rumor is that they made Lion King really, really hard to dissuade people from renting it. Because you
great.
can't, because you get to the just can't wait to be king stage, and then you just can't beat that stage, and so you have to play it over and over and over
That
again.
just
Then you
sounds
have to
like
buy
a terrible idea.
that stage is horrible.
It's really, really hard.
There's the stage with the monkey puzzle where the monkeys throw you around in a circle.
I think that's that stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, they you swing on them.
Yeah,
yeah.
You have
that
to
shit
go
is
through
hard.
the whole thing every single time to
Yeah.
figure out the certain path
Yeah.
to throw you to the end.
So hopefully they add save states into this game.
It's they used what I like to call the Battletoad strategy.
Yeah, make it so that you replay the first 3 levels over and over and over
yeah.
again.
No, okay, and I don't want to shit on Genesis Aladdin. That's a good game too.
It's just different, right? One's a fighting...
in Genesis Aladdin, yeah, it's you have a sword and it's way more combat focused.
And the other one's platforming.
Yeah, and the other one's a platforming game, and they're just both really fun. But the great thing about this, and the reason that I'm really happy about this, is that all 4 of these games are gorgeous and have really great pixel art.
That's true.
For the time, for the time, it was incredible, and it still holds up. I actually played some of Aladdin for SNES recently. A lot of people have. I think Andre on Game Explain just recently played through both of these games, so it's kind of ironic that it's coming right now. But yeah, I'm very, very, I would be picking this up day one. I'm not even joking that I'm hyper hyped about this.
So I think that kind of leads us in to our discussion because it's an old game coming new again. But we're going to try something new and we're going to take a little break. Right?
Sure. They won't know in the podcast.
You can cut this part out.
We're cue transition music.
Right.
And we're back.
Yeah, so our main topic of this week is dead Nintendo IP or franchises. Nintendo has a ton of IP franchises, different game series that have happened or one-off games, and a lot of them haven't seen a release anytime recently, or some of them since the initial game back in the NES game days. And so, hey, maybe there's a September Direct coming up. Maybe some dormant IP will come out. What do we want to see Nintendo do now or at some point in the future? So I think we're going to go around the table, and there's no table.
There's a table in Abbey Road Studio.
Before we get started at Abbey Road Studios, should we define what a dead IP is?
We were just kind of talking about that before, but Brian, you were saying what qualifies as a dead IP? Well, I don't know. Something that hasn't had a game recently, but I don't know. I think we're gonna each use our own definition a little bit, and we can argue.
This will be a little loosey goosey.
Yeah,
we can argue that doesn't fit if it's too recent.
We can defend our positions.
Yeah, it'll be fun because we'll fight.
So, as our esteemed guest, Lubu, why don't you start us off with a game that your number one pick?
Okay. You know what? Actually, there's a really obvious one, and I think it's going to come up anyway in the first round of this draft. So
you're going to avoid it?
I'm going to avoid it, and I'm going to say Star Tropics.
Oh, that's on my list too.
Yeah. That's my big one, because that had a big influence on me as a kid. That was the first game I bought with my own money as a child.
Yeah.
You know, and
I got that shit at a fucking KB Toys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say I've never played Star Tropics.
I've also never played Star Tropics.
Y'all, it's in the NES Online?
I know it's in, but I've never played it on the NES Online.
Yeah,
so tell me about what Star Tropics is. And when it came out and how many entries there are and stuff like that.
Okay, I don't know when it came out. I want to say it came out
but
in
it was an NES game, right?
But it is an NES 8-bit game. It came out, early 90s, maybe 90.
I think it was 1990.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
So it's kind of Zelda style.
Okay.
All right. Especially in the vein of Link's Adventure. So you've got an overhead world where you're a tiny sprite person. Okay. But then you go into dungeons, and in each dungeon you're kind of it's overhead still, but you're bigger. Okay. And it's so good. You're this kid who's, I think it's his uncle is an inventor.
So is it more like realistic than fantasy?
No, it's pretty cartoony.
Okay.
But it is grounded. Like it's more modern.
You know, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So you're like a regular kid, and your father's an inventor.
The main character's name is Mike Jones.
Yeah.
Oh,
who?
Very generic name.
Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Bitch.
Very good.
So were there more than one Star Tropics game?
Yes.
There was a second one, and it wasn't good. Which is
I liked it.
Well,
Zoda's Revenge, right?
Yeah, Zoda's Revenge.
Yeah,
Zoda's the villain of Star Tropics.
Yeah.
Was it also for the NES?
Yes. But it kind of takes away from what I enjoyed about the first Star Tropics, which was its sense of place.
Sure. I can see that.
In the original Star Tropics, you go from island to island, like doing right, doing the right thing, and like eventually you make it to your uncle who disappeared. And that's who you're trying to find.
And Star Tropics is also really interesting because it was a game made by Nintendo in Japan specifically for a Western audience.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't even know if it was released in Japan. It must have been, but it was made for the West. And it was like the main character was like an every guy American.
What's that guy's name again?
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Who? Yeah. Mike Jones bitch. And he uses a yo-yo for his like weapon. Like it's very American. It's like the island is called like Cola Island or something like that.
Sea Island. But the C stands for cola.
Right. Because Americans love cola.
Yeah.
So what would you want
That's
in
true.
a new Star Tropics?
More of that, but you would just do more character work. I almost like what they're kind of doing with these other reboots where all this time has passed. So you're kind of like a new character, but you're in that family. So maybe you're like the old Mike Jones' son.
Yeah, Mike Jones is the
Mike
uncle
Jones
this time.
Jr.
Yeah. I love that. I think that game would work really well with like the Link's Awakening treatment, honestly. Or like if they did a sequel, it's like still do the top-down style, but make it look really pretty.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Hell yeah, good pick.
Yeah.
That was one of my number ones. Also, shout out to Matt Manchester. He will be very happy. That was our first discussed game. You know what? Out of all these, I think I'm gonna go with the obvious one, or at least one of the obvious ones, which is F-Zero.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's one you were thinking of, but
No, that's not what I was thinking of.
I actually have two racing IPs on here, and that's one of them. F-Zero X is one of my favorite games of all time, like hands down. I think it's like probably the most fun racing game I've ever played in my entire life.
That's a GameCube game?
No, that's an N64 game. That's F-Zero GX.
GX.
Yeah, is the GameCube version. I don't know. I think the last F-Zero game was a Game Boy Advance.
I didn't even know. I thought there was only those three.
Was that new or was that a port?
It was a new game done like in the originals, kind of like, what was that? What was it? Mode 7 style or whatever. And it was like, so they did it in a way that was like the original Super Nintendo version, because like the whole thing about Game Boy Advance was that it could play Super Nintendo games. You know what I mean? So they basically like made a new one with all new tracks, which was really fun. But it's like,
you're right. So there were two on the
right. That's
Game Boy
right.
Advance.
There was also one on the arcade.
Right. That was F-Zero AX.
I didn't know about those.
That ran on the Triforce arcade system.
That's correct. Yeah. And you could actually
I take
plug
it back.
in.
There were three on the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, and one of them was not released in the States. Yeah, it was like Japan only, and it followed the anime. But I'm a big fucking F-Zero fan. I've always loved Captain Falcon. I've always thought he's a really cool character, and I think like it's absolutely ridiculous that we've had to wait this long for an F-Zero game.
Well, it's also ridiculous that he is in Smash as this, fighting character, and that there is no F-Zero game, to my knowledge, where you play like that.
No,
Like, he's a bounty hunter. Why don't we have a game where you do that and then he does races as well?
No. It just needs to be a racing game. Don't overcomplicate it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the problem I had with Star Fox Adventures.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Why am I not in the ship?
Patrick, I'm on board. Let's take N64 Shadows of the Empire.
No, here's-
oh my God.
We take out Dash Rendar. We insert Captain Falcon.
Okay, you guys don't
He
like
just
this
runs
idea.
really
but
fast. Yeah, exactly.
I'm really into this idea. Like, so we have an online mode, which is racing, and we have a mode where you can race, locally too. But there's like single player campaign where you go out and you do your bounty hunting. I mean, that's such a big part of the
I would
lore.
be okay with that.
And
I
we
would be
have
okay
this
with that if
character.
the way that you hunted bounties was by chasing them down in a very fast car.
Yeah.
And then you get out and beat the shit out of them with your Falcon punch.
So
and
this
shit.
is just Need for Speed Underground.
Okay, well, listen, I think that could be a fine game. I just want any F-Zero game back. Like, I think like we've seen
What if it's just the bounty hunter?
We've seen the success of God. I'm gonna fight you after this.
How does Captain Falcon pay for all the car parts? He bounty hunts and
He wins fucking Grand Prix is what he does. Anyway, listen. I think that we've seen the success of like Fast RMX and Redout and all these like and Wipeout has been coming. They've been doing great with Wipeout games forever.
Wipeout in VR is incredible.
Yeah,
Thinking
exactly.
of like F-Zero and Labo.
The genre is thriving right now, especially in the indie scene, and it would be a mistake for Nintendo not to bring it back. Every single time there's a direct, I'm hoping F-Zero is going to be announced, and it never is. That's all I have to say. We'll fight later, Patrick.
It looks like the last game was in 2004, just for reference. So
okay,
it's
so that's
been 15 years.
That's 15 years.
That's a while.
That is so long.
It makes you wonder if they're going to do it or not. I really hope so.
I think they've got to. I mean, why would they keep Captain Falcon and Smash?
Yeah, let's finally breach
because
that.
they're going to make him a bounty hunter.
God damn.
Let's finally breach that racing / bounty hunting genre.
The genre that everyone is yearning for.
Y'all are laughing. It's gonna happen that way.
right.
It's gonna be the best.
All right. Oh, what about you? Let's move on.
I rated dead IPs that I want back in two categories. One, hopeful, and the other one was Hail Mary. So I'm going to start in Hail Mary. Two games that I want to see. Duck Hunt
Okay.
and Gumshoe.
Duck Hunt.
Okay. First of all, what is Gumshoe?
Gumshoe, allow me to read you the story of Gumshoe. Mr. Stevenson is an ex-FBI agent turned detective. He receives a ransom note from a mafia boss, King Dom, who has kidnapped Stevenson's daughter, Jennifer. Stevenson must collect 5 Black Panther diamonds within 24 hours in order to see his daughter again.
What is the genre of game?
This is basically a NES Zapper tech demo.
Oh, so they're both Zapper games.
Yeah, they're both Zapper games. So Gumshoe is a platformer, but he consistently moves to the right.
I'm looking at the picture from it, and I remember that picture more than I remember this game.
Yeah, you shoot Mr. Stevenson to like platform up, to like jump,
Right.
to dodge bullets and dodge
so
mafia
weird.
bullets. But this is a game that I played a shit ton when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man,
That's-
congrats on the deepest cut probably of this episode.
Yeah, no kidding.
I will say concerning Duck Hunt, if you have access to VR, I highly recommend Duck Season.
I've been meaning to play Duck Season.
It's like a spiritual successor to Duck Hunt.
I'm not going to tell you anything about it.
Okay.
That's what I've heard.
Don't even look it up. If you have the ability to play it, but don't look up anything about it.
Okay. Good to know.
Well, let me ask you this: what would you want in a new Duck Hunt?
Exactly.
How could they redo that game or make a new game that has some gameplay loop that would be fun in the modern era?
This is a question of what game do I want to play again? Not what do I want to innovate on? This is a different podcast.
Maybe it's like all about like impossible meat. You know what I mean? And it's like you save the ducks. Because I feel like a duck hunting game would be problematic in today's day.
Yeah,
I think you could add a really sweet narrative.
Yeah.
There's still Buck Hunter and all that, but anyway,
maybe the ducks hunt you.
that would be cool.
I think we have like each Joy-Con has like an IR blaster. So we could do multiplayer Duck Hunt. It can be a really quick mini game. Just in general, I just miss mini games.
That's interesting. Like marketed as like a little $20 like have fun with your friends hunting ducks together.
I could even see it as like a Tetris 99-esque NSO throw in.
Duck Hunt 99.
Yeah, Duck Hunt 99, dude. That's what it is.
Oh my God, that's the pitch.
I think we figured it out.
One duck, 100 players.
Yeah, it's like quick draw.
Yeah. What about you, Patrick? Let's move
Okay,
on.
well, you took F-Zero, which was going to be my number one pick.
Sorry, buddy.
That's fine. And I think just mostly to start an argument, I'm going to say Star Fox.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're
Because-
starting
does
an
that
argument
count?
about dead.
About whether it's
how
dead, or
is
not.
dead.
How dead is dead.
Yeah.
Number one, I didn't have a Wii U, so I never played Star Fox Zero, but I also hear it was terrible.
I liked it.
/ the controls were bad.
I thought the controls were bad. I don't think the game was terrible.
It wasn't the best game ever, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And even if they just like changed the controls and ported it, because I never played it, I would be into that.
Star Fox Zero came out 2016.
So it's only 3 years. Does that
3
count as dead?
years ago.
I can't believe that.
That feels really.
It feels like it came out longer ago.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's because no one had a Wii U.
Yeah,
Well, I
or
had
at
a
least
Wii U.
I didn't.
I
yeah.
had a Wii U too.
So I don't know if that really counts or not.
What was the game before that came out? Because I feel like it was a longer wait before Star Fox
think you're
Zero
right.
than it was
Let me-
to now.
It was
Let me-
that damn GameCube game.
Yeah, the one where he's a bounty hunter.
Yes.
Goes in his ships.
Star
one where he's a
Fox-
bounty hunter.
Star Fox Command, maybe.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's right.
That was a fun game.
So
It was probably Star Fox 64 3D for the 3DS.
So there was
which
Star
was just
Fox.
a re-release.
Yeah.
Assault before that. Star Fox Adventures before that.
Actually,
Yeah.
technically, if you want to get technical, Star Fox 2 is the
Yeah, I
most
guess-
recent
most
Star
recent
Fox
one.
I
release.
guess you're
That's
right.
a good point.
See, Patrick, I feel like we're swimming in Star Fox right now, and there's just no getting out of the water.
I guess I just want one on the Switch.
yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate Star Fox games.
I
I always have enjoyed them.
Star Fox 64 was my favorite N64 game.
And I have
Yeah.
several other games on here, but I wasn't as excited about them as F-Zero. And so I
Right.
thought I'd throw a wrench in our plans and say Star Fox.
Cool. No,
I
that's
think
all good.
Also, what you're saying behind that request is a good Star Fox.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Sure.
One where he can be a bounty hunter and then do some racing.
Okay, how about you take N64 Shadows of the Empire? You take out Dash Rendar, and you put in Fox McCloud or Falco Lombardi.
I would like a game where you play as Falco and Falco only. I think that would be cool.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Star Falco.
Star Falco, Starbird.
Well, how do you guys want to proceed from here? Maybe just now go around and list some of the other ones on our list?
We should do at least
what
one
we
more
doing-
rotation.
Let's do one more rotation.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do one more rotation, then we'll do honorable mentions.
Oh, if we're doing that, then my primary one hasn't come up yet. But I feel like now we're all consciously trying to avoid it, even though it's all in our heads.
Go for it.
We know what it
I'm
is.
not doing it.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm going to see if it happens.
Okay.
But I'm not doing it myself.
I might do it.
Here's one that I wanted to point out just special. This is special for me. All right. And it's especially special for me because I feel like Nintendo and Rare are starting to buddy up again. And this is a game for the N64 that I really enjoyed. Blast Corps.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say Blast Corps.
Yeah.
That's great.
Now, this is a game where it's basically a nuclear truck needs to get to a destination, and your job is to clear the way for the truck. It's deceptively simple.
But it's very original, too. There's not really a game like it before or since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a destruction game. The idea is just to make sure the bomb doesn't go off or whatever it is. But it's just a very, I don't know. I don't even know what, like, I can't fit it into a genre, really.
Right, exactly.
Which is what I enjoyed so much about it.
I did not play Blast Core either. Is that owned by Rare 100%, or is it one of those ones that's
That
weird,
I don't know, because
weird mixed up?
It's one of those rare one-off games, so I feel like it would be.
Is it on Rare Replay? Do you know?
I don't
It
think
is on Rare Replay.
It is?
Oh, it is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well.
So if that comes to Switch, we could see it come back.
I am now intrigued because
yeah.
I just bought an Xbox.
Oh, well,
And
definitely.
I might get on that business.
That's a must-have game for Xbox
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, yeah. I would love that game. I think that game had a really cool aesthetic also.
Yeah.
It was like all yellow and black, like the kind of radiation colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then, also that's how I learned to pronounce the word core. Because it's corpse, but it's not corpse, it's core. And I learned some words when that game came
right.
out. Yeah.
Because it's not a core of anything. You're just a team of people, and you work together to avert nuclear disaster.
I guess kind of maybe a similar sort of game is kind of Wonderful 101, where you control like a group of people as well. Did you ever play that game?
No.
Yeah, well, it's
It was a
actually
Wii U
probably not
game,
similar.
and no
at all.
one played it.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's the Wii U game that everybody's like, it's going to come to Switch, and it just probably won't. Well, hell yeah, that's a good one, Blast Core.
Yeah.
Man, I might go and fucking emulate Blast Core.
There is
after this.
a PC game. I tried to look it up, but I can't find it. But there is a Blast Core like a game that's on whatever Steam Greenlight, is that what it's called? That scratches that itch.
Okay, cool.
I'll maybe find it.
Well, we'll look into it.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, well, I'll go next with my with my next one.
Is this the one?
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I want to say this one because it's my real answer, but I don't want to do another vehicle game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have several.
I have a bunch of vehicle games.
do. Those are gonna be all the honorable
I bet we have
mentions.
the same
Same
vehicle
ones.
games. on
We
here.
know which one
Yeah.
this is.
Well, you are twins.
I'm gonna go with Rhythm Heaven. Rhythm Heaven is just like a fucked up, wacky series of games. It's huge in Japan. It was made by the WarioWare developers. So it's got that same kind of strange sense of humor. I'm a sucker for rhythm games, and I'm a sucker for just like absurdist humor. And this game is all of them. Like for a while, Chorus Kids were rumored to be in Smash, both for Smash for Wii
yeah.
U and for
This
Smash
one, yeah.
Ultimate. And in fact, the Chorus Kids were actually part of that Grinch leak. They were like in
Right,
in the image, and I totally bought it at the time, and I was really excited because I thought that would be in a new Rhythm Heaven game. But no, I think apparently it's just been dropped. I think the last Rhythm Heaven game was for the DS
I
or
looked
the
it up.
Wii.
There was one for the 3DS.
One for the 3DS.
In 2015 in Japan, 2016. But it was just like it says a remix of the previous one.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Which is why, which I guess is kind of like a little unfair that I put it on this list because like I was going to put WarioWare on this list, but
Yeah.
WarioWare Gold came out and that's just a remix too. But either way, I want a brand new Rhythm Heaven game for the Switch. And I think that like honestly, actually, I would even take one for mobile. I think a Rhythm Heaven game on phones would be really fun as well.
That would make sense.
Because it's all just about like tapping to the beat generally anyway. That's all the DS version was, right? And so like, I just think if you guys haven't played a Rhythm Heaven game, I urge you to go try it out. And even if you suck at rhythm games, like just try it out just so you can get a sense of like the sense of humor of this game because it's so out there and it's so like the weird drugged out Nintendo humor and like the weird, like the same like pot smoking minds that came up with Splatoon, I feel like had to have also worked on the Rhythm Heaven
Can I be a
games.
bounty hunter?
Yeah, no.
But can I also drive a car?
Yeah. You can drive a car in one of them. Like one of my favorite ones was, it was a woman interviewing a wrestler after a wrestling match. And she goes, wubba dubba dub, is that true? And then you have to press A to make the wrestler go, yeah. And that was it. It was like, wubba dubba dub, is that true? Yeah. But wubba dubba dub, is that true? Yeah. It was like so catchy and just bizarre. I can't even really explain it. Just look up videos of it on YouTube if you've never heard of it. It's a fantastic series and I hope it comes
You
back.
can't see David's face, but he's glowing right now.
I'm glowing. I'm glowing. That's because I'm very sweaty. Matt, what's your
Oh
next
man, I have another deep cut.
one? Okay.
GameCube era. I've been to 2 E3s in my lifetime, and this game was featured at E3 when I was there, so it holds a special place. Did you guys ever play Geist?
Holy fuck, Geist!
Yeah.
Do you remember Geist?
I never
Oh
played
my
it.
god, Geist!
Nintendo was like, hey, we're making a lot of games for family. Let's make a game specifically for the hardcore audience. It was
Right.
around the Eternal Darkness
Right.
time.
Another good pick, Eternal Darkness.
Yeah,
Yeah, good
Knights.
pick. Eternal Darkness.
Geist was a game where you were like a security guard, but then you entered some realm and now you can possess people. So you could be like you could possess people or things.
Well, no,
So this
the
game
thing
never
was-
came out, right?
No, this came out.
This
I
came
played
out,
it.
yeah.
It did come out.
Yeah, it came out on GameCube.
Oh, I'm thinking of StarCraft Ghost.
The thing was, you so the company you work for was doing some weird experiments, like making ghost soldiers. So how that works is like you die like in the very first moments of the game, and then you end up in this like weird ghost brainwashing machine where they like I don't know what. It's such a trippy moment where they try to. You're a ghost, you're dead, but they try to brainwash you into being their soldier. So they like start teaching you how to be a ghost.
Yeah, and the thing that's teaching you how to be a ghost is like this, like little girl in a ballerina costume who's like solid green.
Yeah, and it's just like everything is fine. You're in a great place now, and it's just like the creepiest shit.
It's so strange.
I just looked it up, and it's the first Nintendo game to get an M rating.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? The first ever? That's pretty
It's
cool.
such a weird game because
I don't think there were ratings
Like,
much before the GameCube.
mechanically you can possess like security guards and like use their gun to attack, but you also possess like control boards with buttons and you like push the buttons on yourself.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's such a weird, odd game.
I never played Geist. I always wanted to, but I was not old enough for an M-rated game at the time. I never went back to it.
Yeah, I snuck it.
Yeah.
I don't know that I was old enough, but I snuck it.
Hell yeah. Do you know who developed that game?
Oh, I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up.
It was
it says published by Nintendo.
the developers
in space.
Yeah, in space. They do a lot of they take a lot of weird IP and make it into games. I think they did some Mary Kate and Ashley games or something.
They did a lot of the Nintendo ports for Call of Duty games. And they did Heroes of Ruin. Interesting. Huh. So they did Skylanders Giants. That's kind of cool.
While I was researching Geist, I stumbled upon Fatal Frame, and I did not know Fatal Frame was co-owned by Koei Tecmo and Nintendo.
Yeah.
There
was a Fatal Frame game for the Wii U, which was apparently very good. I never played it though.
Yeah, no one played it.
I think I played that demo.
Yeah,
played the demo.
exactly. She made it into Smash though as an assist character, so that's kind of cool.
I had a Wii U.
Yeah. Me too.
I think I'm going to say my second one, and I think I've actually talked about this on the podcast before, but I want there to be a new Ice Climber game.
Yeah.
And I want it to be it's the same reason I want there to be a new F-Zero game that features Captain Falcon outside the car.
Jesus.
Is because Smash,
What would he do?
Everybody's familiar with these characters now, and I want them to be bounty hunters. I think it'd be cool if it was 3D or something, and you climb up a variety of different mountains and have different sort of platforming challenges.
Like a 3D Celeste.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I just think it's that they have these characters that everybody recognizes and people would be interested in because of that. It's the same reason I don't understand why there isn't a Captain Falcon spin-off game at this point.
I could see something like there's a Devolver game coming out called Heave Ho,
Right.
where you use a multiplayer game where you grab hands and throw the other person. If it's like this Ice Climbers 3D game works like the mechanics like Heave Ho,
And you get co-op.
Yeah, I feel like an Ice Climber would have to be co-op centric, right?
Yeah.
Especially for the Switch.
Unravel or something kind of.
Yeah. I think that could be really cool. And you see it as a 3D platformer.
That's what I'm thinking right now because in order to shake it up, because I mean, in 2D platformers, I really like them, but they don't sell as well. You know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're in demand as much. But
see, I am totally
that
okay
Ico
with you.
style is pretty interesting.
Wait, say that again?
That Ico style. It's a vast, it's one big level, but it's puzzles in the level.
And you're holding someone's hand the whole time?
Well, yeah.
I think I am way more okay with you changing up the genre of that game than I am with you changing up the genre of F-Zero.
Don't touch F-Zero.
It's sacred.
So let's do some honorable mentions. What's the rest of your list? Just rattle it off.
You got some more?
Hold on.
Try not to talk too much about
Lubu,
it.
I think, can I just say the game that I think you're thinking?
Yeah.
Earthbound?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mother.
I'm thinking
I have
Mother.
Mother on here
That
as well.
makes sense.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
Mother.
I'm
And I was just I bet everyone's thinking Mother and no one wants to say
Surprised.
Mother.
Nobody said
we
that.
all
pretty
know
much. Well, Mother was in my honorable mentions, but
Mother was my first pick, but I was also you know what? Too obvious.
Yeah. We do need another Mother game. It's absolutely unbelievable.
And it wouldn't be difficult because those are very lightly linked together. Like, it seems more like they're anthology games than anything else.
Yeah. Well, I guess if they're not going to even release Mother 3 in the States, we're not going to see one here anytime soon, probably.
Which they should do.
Yeah, no, it's a real problem. We have 2 Mother characters in Smash.
Yeah. And one of them has never had a game in America. Lucas you've never seen him in an American game other than Smash Brothers.
Man, if you take the art style of Link's Awakening and put that on
it would
Earthbound,
work so fucking well.
it would fucking kill.
Ooh, what if that's... No, I'm hoping too much.
Honestly,
what if that's the test?
Earthbound 64 had a really cool aesthetic before it was canceled. You know, because that eventually
didn't that
became
just
Mother
recently
3.
Wasn't there some recent like claymation Mother images that came out?
Yeah, it was
like that?
that was like from the like promotional stuff for that. And then and it just had a really cool look. And I think if they did, like that kind of claymation look for a new game with like really good graphics, it'd be awesome.
What else is
some
on
of the
your
other
list?
ones?
Okay, so I think it's a crime. A serious crime that you don't have a Pilot Wings game for every Nintendo console.
I'm surprised that one of
that was my
didn't say that.
Pilot Wings is right under F-Zero on my list, and I didn't want to say another vehicle game. Yeah, but Pilot Wings is like my fucking. I love that franchise,
and it's not like a difficult. It doesn't seem like it's that difficult. Like you could have easily done a Pilot Wings game for each Nintendo console, like you do a Mario game.
They should do a Pilot Wings game that doesn't require but is completely compatible with Labo.
Yeah,
VR.
Yeah. That would work. And it would work so well with Labo. You're right.
Yeah, a VR Pilot Wings game would be amazing, which is just Ultra Wings.
Yeah.
Of the Mario games I played, I thought the biggest acid trip Mario game was Mario Land 2. Mm-hmm. And this is in fact the only game where Wario and Mario were opposed to each other. Mm-hmm. You know, because then they became like
alternate,
like frenemies.
Yeah, frenemies. And it wasn't like they weren't in direct conflict anymore.
Yeah.
We do need a Mario game where Wario is the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's so, that game was trippy.
Yeah, you like became really small and then there was like a Halloween town.
Yeah. And it was, I don't know how many levels there were, but the world map looked like a big bowl of porridge that had been left out. And I was just like, this game is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great.
So nuts.
They need to remaster that.
That was the game with the bunny ears power up, right?
The bunny ears power up. Where you like kind of float down slowly. Yeah.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Punch Out.
Yeah.
It's that one on the Wii was good, but just like Super Punch Out's probably one of the greatest games I've ever played.
It's really good.
I can't. You could, and that's another thing where it's like, you don't have to do that for every console, but you could have done that again. You could do another Punch Out.
Let's get one more from you because we got some more to go through.
Okay, then I'll do the most obscure one. Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which is, I don't think that's technically a Nintendo game, but I would
that
love
is
to see
the deepest cut.
I would love to see that because that's not about the book at all.
What was that?
I don't know
for?
if
That reminds me of James
for,
Pond.
That was for the NES. I don't think Nintendo had anything to do with it.
Oh, okay.
It also didn't have anything to do with the book.
Yeah.
I think the villain is Joe, but he's on top of a big turtle. And you just fight him and you throw popcorn at him? Or you turn into popcorn when you die? Just look it up.
You know how I think that would work if they give it like the Link's Awakening treatment.
If he's a bounty hunter.
Yeah, he's got a car and he's a bounty hunter.
Man, that was like 3 callbacks this episode. Okay. Here are some of my other ones. My other vehicle game is Wave Race. We need to see a new Wave Race.
I got that on your team.
Wave Race is such a fantastic game.
Let's see some great water physics.
Yeah, I'd love to see what we can
game.
do with water physics now, right? So that was the only one that we didn't get to in like my main list. Some of my honorable mentions here, Radar Mission was like a Game Boy game, developed by Gunpei Yokoi, like the creator of the Game Boy. It was like one of the release games or came really soon after. Played the shit out of the game. It was basically half of it was just Battleship and then half of it was like you're underwater and you're shooting torpedoes at these like passing subs, which is like a sub game. I guess kind of, what was that one submarine game that came out for the 3DS? It was like Deep something. Anyway, that was kind
The
of
Hunt
like
for Red October.
Yeah, The Hunt for October, the game, the series.
They had an NES game.
Anyway, I think that would be cool to bring back. I think we need Wii Sports back. I think that is now old enough to be a dead IP.
Yeah.
We mentioned Eternal Darkness earlier. I'd love to see another Eternal Darkness game. There was a canceled Eternal Darkness game that was never released. That would have been awesome, but then it was canceled. I've got Mock Rider on here, which only ever had the one game.
Jeez.
But it's like, man, what a cool concept and what a cool looking main character. I was certain that he was going to be in Smash, and then he wasn't. But I'd love to see like a modern take on Mock Rider. I think that could be really cool. And then the last one I have on here is Tamagotchi Life. And I know that wasn't that long ago, but there was only one game in the Tamagotchi Life series, and it was kind of like basically Miitomo, but on 3DS.
It did seem like people were super into that, and then it just got abandoned.
Basically, I would lump like Miitomo or Tamagotchi Life and like Wii Sports together. I'd like to have more games featuring Miis. I think that like Miis are an underused character these days.
Yeah,
and
it's
they've
weird.
kind of
It seems like
abandoned
they
them.
wanted to get away from it, but they keep using it as like your maker picture on Mario.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
either get away from it or give me
It's kind of like
more Mii
Amiibo, you know?
functionality.
It's like
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah.
They won't get rid of it, but they don't utilize it. Like
they've still
could.
got one toe in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as it were.
I think Wii Sports is like the game I'm surprised we don't have.
Yeah, same.
Considering the functionality of the Joy-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Full motion
and
controls
how popular
on the
that
Switch.
game was.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's the biggest selling Nintendo game.
I think it would get a bunch of fucking old people to buy a Switch.
Well, it's
Seriously.
one of those things where I think they want, for each console that's coming out, especially since the Wii, they want one of those like, oh, we have this series of like easy to use applications.
Yeah,
And
but
I guess
fuck
they thought,
1-2 Switch.
Exactly. They thought 1-2 Switch was going to be the big thing, and everyone was like, no, I hate this.
I don't want to watch actors in my Nintendo.
Yeah,
games.
that threw me off so
that
much.
game is so fucking weird.
Yeah, and they're all wearing like primary color T-shirts from Walmart.
Yeah,
it feels really weird.
I bought it because I was like, well, it's not really going to be like that, but it was. And it bothered me.
we need Wii Sports back. Call it Wii Sports. Call it a day.
I got two games. The first one, in an incredible crossover, I would love to see a new balloon fight.
Oh, yeah.
Cross Killer Queen.
Oh yeah, that would
So-
work.
It's
Killer
like one of those like Cadence of Hyrule type things.
Yeah, that would work really well.
That's
Yeah.
another like cheap little game you could like play against other people.
Probably another good like mobile game too, right? Like if you could play that against, well, I don't know.
Yeah, be real simple. 4-player online. Balloon fight 99.
Yeah, honestly, that could work. Just
That-
99 people with balloons on the screen.
That
would be
could
great.
definitely work.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
And then finally, Kid Icarus.
Yeah,
Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
I never had a 3DS, so I never played Uprising.
Yeah,
I never played Uprising either.
I have a 3DS, and I was like, oh, I got to buy Uprising, and that was like 5 years ago. But now I need to go do it for real.
Yeah, any Sakurai game that isn't Smash, I would like to see. You know what I mean?
I played the old NES Kid Icarus and I liked it. So yeah, I'd love to see a new version of
Yeah,
it.
it was very different. It was like an on-rails shooter, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm a sucker for rail shooter.
Yeah.
Like anything that's similar to Kid Icarus or Panzer Dragoon.
they should really just
what was-
remaster that game for the Switch.
And Sin and Punishment, that was a real shooter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sin and Punishment is great too.
Yeah.
Damn, so many IPs.
All right, so a couple real quickly. A new Excite Bike game.
Wait, just Excite Bike, right? Not Excite
Truck.
Truck.
Yeah, no.
Excite
I think
Bike.
Excite Bike, like
Excite Truck was fun.
like a technical motorcycle racing game where you can build your own tracks and share your own tracks.
As long as there is
with good new 3D graphics or something, you know.
the soccer mini game in that game in Excite Bike 64 was awesome.
A 1080.
Yeah,
I spent a lot of time mastering 1080.
I can't, like, we haven't had a snowboarding game in
There hasn't been a snowboarding or skateboarding
like SSX
game.
Tricky.
Not for the
Snowboard
Nintendo.
Kids.
No.
Snowboard
I do,
Kids.
like,
Yeah.
I think the last
Borders.
snowboarding game that looked really cool was Steep, and I played a little bit of that.
And they were gonna port that to the Switch.
Yeah,
and
what
they
happened to that?
They just kind of fizzled on it, and then I think at some point said we're just not doing it.
Bummer.
Like, must have not worked or something.
yeah.
Let me see. You covered a couple of these. Wario Land. You kind of talked about Mario Land 2, but I want to play a platformer as Wario.
Yeah, Wario Land's in that vein. Like because I remember the third Mario Land was just Wario
Yeah,
Land.
it was. That's
And
the one.
Yeah, and I liked just collecting treasure and then building your little castle, whatever that was.
There was a Wario game on the Virtual Boy too, which was like
that's
the
right.
best game on the Virtual
That's
Boy.
what I hear.
Yeah.
And then these don't count because they're recent, but I really want a new Donkey Kong Country game. If you're listening, Retro. You're shaking your
3D
head.
Donkey Kong Country.
Where you're a bounty hunter.
Yes.
And it's far from a dead IP, but I love ARMS, and I hope there's an ARMS too.
Yeah, I think that's fair because ARMS does feel dead already. Yeah,
That's well, that's like a meme. ARMS is dead.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I really dug ARMS, and I hope that they will make another one. 'cause
Yeah,
I
like
thought
more
it was really
fleshed out
cool.
arms would be awesome.
Yeah, more single player content and
Yeah.
that kind of thing, and a few more characters. But
Hell yeah. Man, that was an exhaustive list, I think. I think we did a pretty good job there.
Yeah, we covered the big ones.
Very good. Well, hey, that leads us to our next transition of the episode. Bam! Hit the play button. All right, we're back.
What's the...
That you're gonna play music.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
How
I
did
might.
you-
I think I'll probably do a Pilot Wings song there.
That's cool.
All right.
Birdman, please.
I think I'll probably cut this out.
Oh.
I'm gonna leave it.
is that going to get us hit with a copyright thing?
I
Probably
don't
not.
think so. I think we're fine.
I'll tell you what I've been playing.
Yeah, we've moved on to what have we been playing?
Oh, that's
Yes.
what we're... Okay.
What are we playing? I will go first. I've been playing Xenoblade.
How surprised am I?
Yeah. The first Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm playing in HD.
Nice.
And
On the CEMU emulator?
no, Dolphin.
Oh, on Dolphin. Right.
Dolphin. It's great in HD. I'm played a couple hours into it. The music is incredible. My girlfriend, there's lots of like really beautiful piano music.
Yeah,
And she's like-
it's great soundtrack.
She's like, "What is that game?" I
Yeah.
was like, "It's Xenoblade, baby."
Have you unlocked the Monado's power?
No, I have.
Yeah, very good.
I'm really feeling it. And I'm playing that game and holding off until Astral Chain, which I am stoked for.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's nothing new, you guys. I've said this the last month, and I'll probably say it for the next month. Fire Emblem and Mario Maker 2, I can't get away from. I have not booted any other game.
Oh, we should
in
give a shout out
weeks.
to who's the Twitch streamer?
Patrick Klepek. I'm not even sure how you say his name. He's a video game journalist at Vice, and he streams Mario Maker. He's been doing a series of streaming kids levels, and he played my son's level recently.
That's so cool.
And the
Magnus.
kids make videos, and my kid, I feel like I'm biased, but it was a pretty adorable video.
Oh,
where
yeah. It
he
was
just
super
gushed
cute.
about his level.
The level was called Rainbows.
Yes, and
And Patrick was like, not you, Patrick, but
Yes.
online more famous Patrick was like, was like, well, there definitely are rainbows. I definitely don't feel gypped playing this level. It was really nice.
Yeah.
It was so good, pure, and wholesome.
What a cool idea to play kids levels on Twitch.
it was a cool idea, and like a lot of the videos are very adorable. I've been watching a lot of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of hitting my stride with making levels too. That's all I do, honestly.
Yeah.
I really don't play other people's levels or play the story mode or anything. I just build.
That's so funny. I'm the complete opposite. I've stopped making levels completely, and I only play my friends' levels.
Well, I'll keep making them for you.
Oh yeah, please do. What about you, Brian?
Right now. Okay, bad news. It's not a Switch game.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
okay.
Because I just got this Xbox, so I'm just like...
Right.
And it comes with Game Pass.
Oh,
I'm not going to
nice,
advertise any Microsoft services on here.
Sure.
Because this is not that podcast.
I'm usually the guy who's playing a non-Switch game. So.
Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Oh, that is on Switch.
Well, I'm not playing it on Switch.
Is it any good?
No.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? That's not fair. It's not a Wolfenstein game, technically.
Isn't it just short campaign kind of too?
That's why it's cheaper
Yeah.
than Wolfenstein,
Right.
like any of the other Wolfenstein
I mean,
games.
not
It's-
that the other games are super long, but they have like the extra stuff you can do.
Yeah, there's a lot, like, especially New Colossus packed in a lot of stuff. Youngblood's more like, it's a fun little co-op game you play with your friend.
Have you played
know,
it co-op?
Yes, I played it with a friend of mine. He didn't get much out of it, so I'm just playing it by myself now. I'm just, because I like the story. Like, I'm a story guy,
Yeah.
so I gotta know
Those
what's
games
happening.
have good stories, and it's Blazkowicz's daughters.
Twins. He's got twins.
Yeah, it's
Which-
in the 80s, right?
Yeah, it got alluded to. His
she was super
lady was pregnant
pregnant in the
in New
second
Colossus, and his twins are old now. So they're playing. Last game I played on the Switch was Mario Maker 2. But again, not a big online guy. I played through the single player mode completely, and then played through y'all's levels. And then, like, some more tragic sounding levels, like, here's Mario gets a divorce. Stuff like that.
That old classic.
Or that level where you kill the Goomba's family.
Yeah.
Just because that's what I enjoyed about Little Big Planet was just like, how bizarre could you get creating a level?
Yeah. And it's like the only way you can like inject story into Mario Maker as well.
Yeah. And then next time I get a paycheck, I'm probably going to buy the computer building simulator.
Oh yeah, the PC builder or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, because I want to like get into that a little bit, and I'm just like, well, I bet if I play it as a game,
It'll teach you how to do it.
It's like got real
it's
PC
real
parts.
Yeah,
like
it's the real
Cooler
thing.
Master.
Like you go into like BIOS menus and you like configure stuff that way, and it's
Holy
just like
shit.
it's deep.
Wow. Well, that sounds like fun.
I will
yeah.
say when you play that game, there's like just good enough sound effects where like triggers like dopamine's like a slot machine.
Oh, I bet.
You, like slick like a PCI Express.
Yeah.
I bet that's so
like,
satisfying.
Yeah, it's super great.
It's like the Joy-Con click whenever it goes in. Yeah. All right, I'll go next. I've actually been playing a ton of games this past week. I'll just go through some of them really quick. I got Super Beat Sonic, which is a rhythm game that was 97% off for like 80 cents on the eShop. It's usually a $30 game. That game is fucking hard, but really fun, and it's just all like wacky anime songs. I really recommend
rhythm
it.
game.
Yeah, it's super, super fun. I've been having a blast with it. It's fun because you can play with the Joy-Cons like separated, right? And you're just pressing buttons on the front of the Joy-Cons. But when your hands are separated playing that game, you can like dance while you're doing it. And I find that I do way better when I'm like fucking moving around and like getting into the groove. And so, my girlfriend's been having fun watching me play that game because I look like an asshole.
What's that game we played on Saturday?
We played Lethal League Blaze.
So good.
Some multiplayer of that game. That game is so fun. It's kind of like Windjammers in a way, but it's like instead of top down, it's side scrolling, and you basically both have baseball bats and you're like hitting a baseball back and forth, and it's like a fighting game where every time the ball hits a player, you take damage, and then you have like a certain number of lives.
Yeah, it's like a fighting Pong game.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. I really recommend it. We'll play it at a Switch Headz meetup or something. It's a great multiplayer game. But we still need to do like duos on that too. I been kicking ass at Tetris 99. I unlocked that Fire Emblem skin.
I was like, I'm going to get that Fire Emblem skin, but I was too busy playing Fire Emblem.
Yeah. You got to get your priorities.
I mean, that's
straight.
probably better than getting the skin. It's like playing the game that the skin is based on.
I have been playing the Hotline Miami collection. I bought that, so I've been booting back up Hotline Miami again. That's the first time I played it, like pretty much since it came out.
Oh, I forgot all about
a ton
that.
of fun. Yeah.
Gosh,
I dropped $25 like a sucker on Hotline Miami 1 and 2, but fuck it, I'm having a good time. On a whim, because we did an episode recently about not buying games, I just bought a shit ton of games. I bought Crayola Scoot, which is basically
That's the skateboarding game.
yeah. Well, it's like a scooter game that's licensed by Crayola, the creators of crayons. Crayola, creators of crayons.
Did they create crayons?
Yeah. It's basically Tony Hawk Pro Skater meets Splatoon.
Hold on, rewind.
Yeah.
You bought Crayola Scoot.
Yeah. It was $3, and it is definitely made for kids.
Was it on sale for $3 or is it?
Yeah,
$3?
it's usually like $40.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was like it was released for like 40. It was like 30 or $40, and it was like on sale for $3.
That's not a good sign.
It's hey, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving all the cheap shit I bought this week.
You were playing a game that was used to market crayons.
Yeah, exactly. And dudes, I'll show it to you. It's really fun. It's a really great time. Pick it up. It's $3.
I hear that people say that it's actually like it kind of scratches.
You've
that
got a fucking
skateboarding
kid.
itch.
You should get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
I got too much Fire Emblem.
I do like those.
other than that, I've been playing the 10-hour demo of Dragon Quest XI.
I still can't believe it's 10 hours.
It's a 10-hour long demo for Dragon Quest XI. I've been having a good time. I haven't really stuck with it though because, and this is the game that I've really been putting the most time into this past week, I've been finally putting a lot of time into Fire Emblem.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Yeah. So me and the girlfriend have been playing a ton of Fire Emblem Three Houses and just having a goddamn blast.
It's addicting too.
Yeah. And she's really good at the game. She's like way better than I am. So like she resents like every bad move that I make. And it's like, and I think we've put in like 15 or 16 hours into the game now, but that's not accurate because we have like permadeath turned on, and anytime one of our students die, we just like...
Oh, you mean like your save file shows that much
Yeah,
time?
our save,
so you probably
the
spend more
in-game...
like 20 or 25?
Right. Like the in-game clock is saying it's like 15 hours, but really it's got to be way more because we've restarted so many battles because like we didn't want to lose a kid. You know, like we've all grown like totally attached to our students.
Yeah.
We're Black Eagles. We're having a great time. We talked about it a little bit in the car. You hate Bernadetta. I love Bernadetta. Bernadetta is like my star student, and I'm trying to like make her into something that she doesn't want to be.
And I said this to you, and I'll say it here too. Like what this game does really well is it has a lot of these sort of tropey anime characters, and some of them seem annoying, and like they have these sort of habits or whatever. And Bernadetta is kind of like, she's scared of everything. Yeah. But then the deeper you get in this game, the more you learn these characters' history, and it's fucked up. And you're like, oh. I can't hate you anymore because that is disturbing why you're scared of
All right,
everything.
well, no more hints. No more hints. I want to figure it out on my own. But
Well, boy, do I have a concept for you. You take Shadows of the Empire for
There it
N64. You take out Dash Rendar and you put in Bernadetta.
She's a bounty hunter.
She's got a jetpack.
yeah, and it's Link's Awakening graphics. All right. So anyway, I just want to say I never thought I would get into Fire Emblem, and I have. It's happened. I'm addicted, and I'm having a great time. So thanks for letting me list like 7 games.
Yeah, you've
That's
been
pretty
busy.
usual.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I think that wraps up the podcast. Thanks, Bryan, Lubu Roberts, for being
problem.
here.
Thank you, Brian. What a great guest.
Yeah,
My
Lubu,
pleasure.
what do you want to plug? Where can people find you?
I'm in another podcast, a comedy podcast called Victrola.
Very
Everybody
good.
should listen to Victrola. It's really great.
VictrolaPod.com. We're on Facebook. If you just type in Victrola into your friggin' whatever podcast app you got, it'll show up. It'll show up. I'm starting to get on Mixer.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
What's your handle?
Lubu for Hire.
Lubu 4 high with the number 4.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm a member of like some clique that my friend is trying to form.
Do you regularly stream? Like, is there a night we can check you out, or are you kind of figuring? Or
I'm usually streaming with the Alien Mothership on Mixer. So we have fun. We just play like some 2-player games.
Is that Joseph?
Huh?
Is that Joseph?
That's Joseph. We play Human Fall Flat together.
I love that game.
And it's mostly us arguing because we don't know what to do.
Sounds like fun.
We played Death Road to Canada this last Saturday. Didn't make it to Canada.
didn't make it to Canada? It was
Try it again.
Death on the road.
Yeah.
You'll get there. You'll get to Canada.
Yeah,
Other
thanks,
than that,
thanks to Corduroy. For
yeah,
doing
thanks to
our
Corduroy.
music.
For
What a
making the
great,
music.
musical guy.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple if you enjoy us, or,
Please.
or tell somebody about the podcast that's into Nintendo or video games.
Also, we have a website that is under construction. If you right now go to superswitchheads.com, it'll take you to our Facebook, but eventually that's going to lead to an actual website with links and a splash page and all that kind of stuff. Also, switchheads.com. We got both domains.
That's right. Yeah. Switch is taking our first baby steps.
Yeah, taking our
the
first
World
baby
Wide Web.
steps.
And I'll
That's
say
right.
this too, like if there's a Nintendo IP or franchise that we didn't talk about that you want to see revived, just send us a message, email or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and we'll shout it out next week.
Yeah, for sure. There's so fucking many.
Yeah.
You sent us like a list of like all the Nintendo
Yeah,
IPs.
there's a wiki page you can go find all of
crazy.
them. It's
That's
huge.
crazy.
The real answer is gum shit.
Well, other than that, you can find me online at Monolith Fiji.
You can find me on Twitter, Matthew, Mathyouu.
I am PDYX or PDYX123.
I'm around.
There he is. Folks, that does it for this episode of Super Switch Heads. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Find us on Instagram at Super Switch Heads. Find us on Facebook at Super Switch Heads. Find us on Twitter at Switch Heads. Ladies and gentlemen, we love you so much. We'll be talking Astral Chain next week, motherfuckers. Get on it. That game looks so goddamn good. We'll be talking about it next week. It's going to be a great time. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.